curb coercive loan recovery practices, and this would largely affect microfinance institutions. Tamil Nadu is the state with the second largest MFI exposure, and we have Harsh with us. Harsh, what are the companies that are likely to be affected by this?
Yeah, let me get straight to it. The first one is going to be Equitas with a 47% exposure in MFI, and this is as per City Research, so I'll caveat that. L&T Finance is the other one, 22% exposure. Suryodaya has 20%, Credit Access has 20%, Ujjivan has around 14%, and Jana has 13%. But mind you, these are all regulated entities. Now, what Tamil Nadu is seeking is to curb unregulated entities in terms of the practices that they do with regard to recoveries, and therefore may not have a first order impact on some of these entities. But it could well have an impact in the short term with regard to collections in any case, because that's the experience that's played out, at least when Karnataka has implemented the exact same legislation. If this were to play out, you might see a bit of an overhang with regard to these stocks in the short term, because that played out in Karnataka as well, because collections might get impacted, again, only in their MFI, which is their microfinance portfolio. So maybe something to be watchful about.
Got it, Harsh. Thank you for giving us details on the same. Gaurang, I'll come to you. Within the, kind of in the companies that Harsh just mentioned, something like an Equitas or a Ujjivan Small Finance or a Jana Small Finance Bank, anything that seems attractive despite the short-term overhang that we could be seeing coming in?
Well, so this is a double whammy, isn't it, Mika? Because on one hand, you have a light approach for the unsecured loans from the RBI. There was a little bit of cool-off and the statements made by the Honorable RBI Governor. And now you have a state government which is going to be the father of all this thing. So having said that, of course, it's a little bit too mature to comment on the impact, etc., etc. But, going ahead with the view that there is not going to be any serious material impact on the earnings, and more importantly on the correction front and on the asset quality. We do have coverage on Ujjivan, Equitas, we have coverage on L&T Finance, M&M Finance, we have coverage on two south-based NBFCs, that is Cholamandalam and Shriram, and we also have coverage on Bajaj Finance. It will be interesting to see how the story develops, but I hope that's going to be minimal impact.
So then with, whether it develops negatively or positively, we don't know, but some of the stocks are seeing pressure today. Would you see this as a buying opportunity for some of the companies that may have low exposure, something like a AU Small Finance or a Jana Small Finance Bank? They have only 12 to 13% exposure when it comes to your microfinance.
So I won't restrict myself only to low exposure to TN,
okay.
That is Tamil Nadu. So since you've taken AU Small Finance, that name also features in our fundamental coverage. But I think these are great times. I mean, Bajaj Finance, incidentally, Mika, when from last October when the market is under correction pressure, this is one stock which has made a new lifetime high, isn't it? So I think it's a great time, though it has not corrected much, just about close to 1% today as we speak. But M&M Finance, Bajaj Finance, Chola, Shriram, you mentioned AU Small Finance, Credit Access, Grameen